Hello, everybody. No one's here yet. All right, so we're working on a brand new sketch. This is based on the one we did a couple years ago, called Galactus Has a Food Fight. You may or may not have seen it. The idea here is that Galactus has been throwing planets at Unicron, who's been throwing them back. If you don't know who Galactus and Unicron are, Galactus is hey Whiteware, hey Ian. Galactus is a giant celestial being who can go from like 20 feet tall, hey Jeremy, to like the size of a solar system. And he's in the Marvel universe. And then Unicron, hey Levi. Unicron is a similarly large character from Transformers. He's also a giant guy, and he eats technological planets. And so to catch everyone up, hope everyone's doing great. I'm reworking on a brand new sketch, and not a brand new, it's a remake of an older sketch. If you all remember, Galactus Has a Food Fight. In fact, actually, I can just pull that up real quick. The original one, which was just an off-the-cuff, improvised one that I did. Here we go. Hey, Luca. Hey, Rogue. Was just a random improvised sketch that I did. I don't know if Levi's going to join us tonight or not. We talked about it. And then I haven't heard from him, so I figured I'd just go live. And if he wants to jump on, he's more than welcome to. Ian, I appreciate that. Jeremy, you unlocked what may also be a Levi live. We talked about going live together tonight, but I hadn't been able to reach him, and I wanted to go live regardless, so I'm here. And I need to start getting used to this because I'm going to be going full-time in a week and 2 days. Hey, Colleen. So as a refresher of what I'm working on, this was the original sketch that I did 2-ish years ago, I think. When was this posted? This was posted, 3 years ago. This was, I know he was live earlier. Warforged. We talked about going live tonight as well, but he might be hanging out with his kids, which is totally, absolutely cool. 9 days till Chris full time, correct? So this was the original sketch I did 3 years ago. This was an improvised sketch, kind of off the cuff. I love it. I love the idea. I think it turned out really well. I think we can expand on it and do better. I think it'd be really fun to have both Galactus and Unicron in this sketch at the same time, acting like Will Ferrell and what's his name's characters from Step Brothers, where they're just like petty children. Oh, Colleen, I won't overdo it. Don't worry about that. A huge part of me being tired and having no energy is the fact that I'm throwing 40 hours a week of very, very busy, active customer service sales work right now in my full-time job. Hey, Phil Devey. And when that goes away, I get all that energy back plus that time. So it'll be real nice. But I think it'd be really fun to have. Hey, Slayer. I had a great day. I hope you had a great day too. Having Galactus and Unicron acting like the characters from Step Brothers, just overgrown children. Very similarly. Right. Did we like what I thought is maybe the did we just become best friends line can be a John and Nappa back and forth or John and Levi back and forth where, hey, Jewel Bunny, where all of a sudden they, and I'm standing up right now because I've been sitting all day and my butt doesn't want to be sitting. But the did we just become best friends line, instead of being said by the characters, might be John looking at either Nappa or Levi and being like, did they just become best friends? And the other one goes, yep. So kind of turning that whole idea on their head. 4 chickens. Xena, I think she's watching. If she's not, she can probably hear me talking. Then Asura from Asura's Wrath shows up in Destructor form and plays. So Darth Geist, I have seen clips of Asura's Wrath. I've never played it nor seen the whole game. That's the guy with the 6 arms, right? Or the game with the guy with 6 arms. So let me be bluntly honest about something. I have a really, really hard time watching Will Ferrell movies. Some have been really funny, but a lot of them to me are just a little too absurd and trying too hard to be goofy funny, which is an odd thing for me to say because we have a YouTube channel that is goofy funny. My distaste for him came from his characters in the Ladies Man movie, where he played the weird rich wrestling husband, and from God, what's the movie where all the adult men join the fraternity? And he's the guy, and he's like running at night. He's like, "We're going streaking, whatever." It's hard for me to. I just didn't get into it, and it kind of gave me a general distaste for his characters. That said, I've heard Talladega Nights is great. I have not watched it. Step Brothers was fun. Ron Burgundy, I hated it the first time that I saw it. Mainly because I was like, "Oh, it's a Will Ferrell movie." But then I watched it again, and I'm like, "This is actually pretty funny." The same way I felt about So I Married an Axe Murderer, which I hated the first time I saw it. But once I sat down and watched it again and wasn't experiencing it the first time, I was like, this is actually really funny. It's just not the kind of funny that I was used to. Levi, the original Ron Burgundy. I know there's a sequel. I think there's a sequel. I have not seen it. Stranger Than Fiction was not a typical Will Ferrell movie. I appreciated that because he was in a vehicle that wasn't Will Ferrell 100% of the time, right? And that said, I loved him on SNL. I have loved other things that he's been in. Funny or Die was great. It's just certain movies he's made that have just been a little bit too absurd for my tastes that have made me go like, I'm not interested. The same way that Don't Mess with the Zohan did that to me, or Zohan did that to me with Adam Sandler and a couple of his other movies that are just like he just wrote this to get $40 million from Netflix. Like, it's a bad movie and it's not fun to watch. Wait, they did 2 different movies the first time they filmed Ron? I did not know there were 2 different versions of the first movie. Now I have to dig further into that, Levi Markin. Great. Anyways, back to the sketch I'm talking about. So I'm going to play this real quick. This is one that we did about 3 years ago. Into the Sandler verse. Yeah. This is one we did about 3 years ago. It was an improvised sketch. It was. Yes, I do have some Napa lines I have to redo, Luca. I appreciate that one. Levi Markin, the deleted our sketch or the deleted version of Anchorman. Anyways, I'm going to play this just as a refresher of what we're trying to work on. I want to update this one and give it a Galactus and Unicron being like stepbrothers type energy versus what the original one was. So I'm going to play this real quick. But I actually have to reshare because I don't believe that I shared my audio. There we go. No, over the past. Look, Galactus, I think we've been pretty calm and tolerant about the fact that you eat a planet every 4 to 5 years, okay? There's massive loss of life, but we look the other way because we understand this is your nature. Well, no, but listen, over the past 3 days, I've gotten 17 different phone calls from people complaining that you are throwing planets, moons, and asteroids all over the place. There have been 5, count them, 5 extinction level events because of this. What is going on? A food fight. Who could you possibly be having a food fight with? Okay, you and Unicron need to stop. No, I don't care if he's winning, Galactus. Stop. I'll call him next. No, I don't care what the score is. This game is over right now. 1-800-UNICRON. Unicron's John and Villain support. I'm sure you already heard from Galactus. The planet throwing food fight is over with. So, I already heard his side of the story. Thank you, Nikki Ferguson. I just want to hear yours. Bit you on the butt? Were you in planet mode? So it stands to reason he thought you were food. Okay. Planetary impact detected. Are you kidding me? Another impact right now? Oh, Galactus is still throwing them too? Okay, you hold tight. Don't go anywhere. I'm pulling him over onto a conference call. You better still be here when I pull him back on the line. Galactus, it's John. I'm going to pull you onto a conference call with Unicron. I need to talk to both of you at the same... You don't have a choice. You're going to be on hold for like 3 seconds. You better stay on the line. You understand me? Okay. Okay, you both there. All right, now listen. The two of you, the planet throwing stops now. Do you... The hell are you two laughing about? Did you guys just become best friends? What's going on, John? I got 2 planet-sized children causing problems. I can't fire up the refund to take care of it. That's for taking out whole realities and causes a much bigger problem than I'm trying to solve. Could the anti-spirals help out? That's a good idea. I'm going to call him right now. ANTISPIRAL. Yeah, hey, it's John in Villain Support. I just need a second. I know you're fighting Simone and Team Gurren and all them. I just need a quick favor. If I give you some time-space coordinates, can you throw a galaxy or two, preferably small ones, with pinpoint accuracy? Colleen, I love that. Awesome. So I got these 2 planet-sized upstarts. They think that they think they're all that, and I just want to give them some perspective so they understand how small they really are. I can always count on you. I appreciate it, man. I'll send those coordinates here in a minute. And yeah. Good luck in that fight. Call me if you need me. All right. No, you have an Acme Day. Have an Acme Day is a product of the Acme Corporation. Having an Acme Day will retroactively billed to your account. Have an Acme Day. Thank you for watching, especially. Hey, Big Ol' Kiwi. I want to remake that. I forgot that I did the best friends joke in part 2. But I'd like all that to be condensed into one video versus different parts, because I made the first one just as an off the cuff improvised thing, and then a bunch of people were like, we want to hear Unicron's side of the call. So, okay, so I did Unicron's side, planned that out a little bit more, but it'd be fun to have all of that happen kind of all at once. So I've just started kind of writing up the spec script on it. I'll share that with y'all. And it starts out with John saying almost the same thing, right? Look, Galactus, I think we've been pretty calm and tolerant about the fact that you eat a planet every couple of years, okay? We look the other way because we understand this is your nature. Even when the planet you choose results in the deaths of some of our customers, we don't even fine you. But this throwing planets business has to stop now. Galactus doesn't have an excuse, doesn't try to justify it. His only response is, he started it. As child... One second here. Levi just messaged me. I'm sure he was sleeping or distracted or something. He's probably going to hop on here in a few. Oh, let me charge my phone. My phone is dying. But yeah, so this is going to start immediately. You know, Galactus just doubles down on the childishness we're talking about. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. And just goes, he started it. It would be a blast to bring Ego the Living Planet into this. Okay, Levi will be on in a few. It'll be a blast to bring Ego the Living Planet into this and other planet-sized characters and turn this into just ridiculousness. Maybe other people join the food fight. I still want the anti-spiral to come stomping in like ultimate, standing on galaxy size mode and being like, everybody stop. This could be a really world breaker Hulk. That could be fun too. But it'd be really fun. Jay Cameron, that is a very controversial statement, and I would argue with you that you are wrong. But what was I saying? It'd be fun just to bring a lot of other like planet-sized or planet-breaking characters in. Into the food fight, maybe they get hit collaterally, like Ego's mad because he got hit with an errant moon, and now he's pissed and he gets involved. And then they're all kind of throwing planets at each other, and maybe they're laughing, maybe some are mad, and John has to get the anti-spiral involved to come make them all stop. I think it'd just be a really fun Green Lantern Mogo as a planet. Okay, so I've got some research to do about planet-sized characters. Besides Galactus and Unicron, and figure out how to bring them all in. That's a good question. I know Kirby technically has the ability to, like, I can't make the sound, to suck anything up. Can he inhale full planets? Because, you know, Kirby takes place on a planet. It's a very small scale. Good question. Yeah, Beerus and Worldbreaker Hulk, I think, could have a really fun fight. This could get really crazy. This could get really, really crazy. Irving, are you saying that Kirby cannot inhale a planet? I'd be inclined to agree that a planet's too big for Kirby to inhale. Oh, God, a planet hits Lord Beerus's planet, and he gets all pissed. The hypernova ability. All right. It can't get too crazy. It's got to stay grounded. I mean, it's off planet. It's got to stay grounded enough to all right. So, Ego the Living Planet, Alter Ego. The Celestials can't necessarily throw planets though. But a Celestial is yeah, no. Mogo, the Omega Titans, the Anti-Monitor, the World Forger, Starro. I know Starro can latch onto a planet, but he's not as big as one is. Jormungand wouldn't do that. Hey, Levi.
Hi.
So I'm working on. I'll get Nappa's lines here recorded in a bit. I wanna update the Galactus has a food fight sketch. I came across that today randomly, and I was like, you know what? That one has a lot of potential that we didn't hit that I want to get back into.
Like if you just go to the original,
we just watched it.
Well, did you go? I meant like the comment section on it.
The what?
The comment section. You go into the comment section of the sketch, on pretty much any platform. There's a lot of feedback, as far as like, hey, maybe you missed this or that kind of stuff. Like when people say certain jokes for us, that's a great area.
No, I agree. In part two, we kind of hit the Step Brothers, that they just become best friends gag. I really want to lean into that harder.
Okay.
And have it be like these are just two or maybe more overgrown children just throwing planets at each other between what started as a little bit of a tiff and has now just become them laughing and doing it and just causing chaos and us having to stop it. That is a question for Levi, Autobot.
Hey, can I wake up a little bit more?
Nope. Answer questions now. Answer questions now. No.
You'll get more Stitch. When Chris gets full time, we're gonna finish off the part 2 / through 5 because we've got a working script. I am well aware that it's between 5 and possibly 8 minutes long fully when you combine the whole thing. But it was also one of those things where we went through and we ironed it out, and we did a really good job getting it done within a week. And I'm still happy with to be clear, I'm still very happy with the sketch. But we didn't have time to film, and to be perfectly honest, there just wasn't time to film after Chris changed to a new position in his job. That was one of those sketches that it's a lot more demanding because it's part of a very much longer series. And I didn't want to have moments where I'm like, hey, man, I need you to redo like 6 different lines because this is just, I can't use these, right? I didn't want to have that happen. And that has always happened with any of these larger sketches. I'm like, I can have myself refilm at any point. And Chris knows that he can have me refilm. And I can pop on and be like, yeah, just give me like until this time to get it done. But standalone Stitch will also come back now that my health is starting to kind of even out again, which is really nice. I need to give everyone here updates on Killer and everything too. Oh, pardon me. Oh,
You all right?
Mm-hmm. I woke up because I finally managed to fall like I think for me it was right before you apparently sent a message. I stopped looking at my phone. Was around the time I managed to finally crash, and I had an alarm set, so I just barely woke up.
Take a look at Ian-H5T's most second to last comment real quick. That's direct for you. I'm not going to put it on screen.
Yeah, thanks for all you do. I've also had to say thank you for the stitches, Thor bit. It's been a hit with you and close to the. I'm really glad. I was really glad to make that, and the fact that like it was like canon and everything was also as well. And there's Ian's. Oh, here, nice giveaway. You want? Oh shit! For some reason, it isn't letting you. Sent a message. It doesn't show in chat. So I assume you aren't getting it, similar to some questions on recipes. Yeah, that was one of the things that Ian had won. One of these sets that I keep on my desk, and I still have one more set to give away.
Cool.
Are you not? You can't get a hold of me on Discord. You tried the DM. You've tried the DM. I've got 2 DM requests here, but I'm not seeing them about. Unless you wind up getting filtered through spam. I don't have any spam request. That's weird. I know someone had Slayer to win. I'd like them to get the dice. You just want me to give this, like, I know Slayer's address. If you want me to just send it to them, I can do that. No, Levi Markin, they can send me a message. They just have to be like in the Discord. Like they have to be part of a server in order to message me.
Bill Kiwi, I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to seeing what it is.
Oh, nice. Okay. Let's wait until Slayer gets here, and then kind of we'll take it from there, Ian. Okay.
Xeno's already in here.
No, she had to step away for a second.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah. I have a question for you before you start filming. I got a question for you. Got a question.
Me? Okay.
Yeah, you did. Just give me a second. Do you want? Ian told me to send these to you because they're the ones who won them last time, and I was supposed to send them to you apparently. So towards Chris here, to you. One of the things I noticed, and I didn't really, I'm guessing you updated the sketch, and I wasn't aware of it.
Which one?
You made during the dentist sketch, you had Napa whimpering and sucking his thumb, and we've discussed the sucking the thumb before, has most of the time been cut out for many sketches, and I wanted to be reminded, and the audience, and the fact that I did this earlier is what's reminding me. Why have Napa, when he's in that kind of state, suck his thumb?
Just because it's childish.
Okay. I would think, and this might be something, and I hope you take this feedback with two things. One, the fact that I'm never gonna probably word it properly, unless like we have that clarity moment that I get very sporadically.
Mm-hmm.
And two, this comes from a place of love. His character is not a character that should have that happen. When he's feeling like that, that's not something, like if he turns into a child, like full on regresses back to it, that makes sense. But when somebody's scared or something like that, unless they have a mental deficit that puts them back into that mindset, that is actually something we probably should not have written in. And I actually changed quite a bit of the sketch, because we had moments where, as I was making it, and people were making comments on it as well, and I was like, yeah, that's not the feel I want to go. Where it went from like Levi bullying to like big older brother type of feel. I was like, yeah, that's the feel I want, is the older brother, not the I'm bullying and completely making fun of this guy.
Okay. So that's where the redoing the line of him being like, I don't wanna, comes in versus okay.
Yeah. And I still want you to see what we've got.
Yep.
When we have a moment to look at that.
We can do that now.
Now? Oh, all right. Oh, pardon me.
We got enough feedback right away from people throwing out the ideas of other planet-sized characters and stuff that I'm like, I can't write the Galactus sketch right now anyways. I've got some research and digging to do.
Okay.
On who could be involved to expand that out.
I do want to film another random sketch today.
Yeah. Same.
We need to figure out a random sketch to do. Now that I've had it.
No, Levi, you're totally fine. Debbie, let me find that. Hold on. Let me find the comment. Debbie, I do like the mug design. I do need to change the spelling of villain because it's spelled IAN, not AIN. But that's an easy fix, and because you sent it to me in Canva, I can do that really easily.
What?
Debbie sent me a Canva design for an acrylic tumbler.
Oh, cool.
And so I'm gonna change the spelling quick. Debbie, are you gonna be upset if I change the font of the text, or would you rather have it be exactly the way that you made it? Because I do like the design. I just need to put the logo in there.
So I just need to write on here somewhere.
Oh my God. Levi? Read the comment that's on the screen right now.
Oh yeah. I can kind of get that, but like it would be kind of like, no matter what costume that we have Aline wear, it detracts from the sketch. Like sometimes it would add it 100%, but where and how we've changed it, unless they're gonna dress up as like Whis, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
At least not like if it was Vegeta, it'd be a different story. Or if Vegeta was the one, Vegeta or Whis would be a great one to have be dragging Nappa. I wanted to show you this though, because we go from Levi's bright. We go from this scene right here where it's bright. There we go. Where I want to wait until I've got his attention.
Sorry, no, I opened the design on my phone in Canva, and I'm trying to figure out how to make it appear on the computer.
Do you not have the link?
Oh, shared with you.
No, I mean, if you have the link, you can just.
I don't remember where the link is.
Okay. Are you logged into your device? Are you logged into the account on your thing?
I am. I'm logged in the same account on my phone and my computer.
Save it as save a copy of the project to your account, and then open that copy on the desktop. That's what I do when I need to fiddle with something.
I've done that twice now. I've hit save. It says all changes saved.
You saved a copy of the project to your account?
Hold on.
And Debbie says they sent it to your email.
That's right.
I'm just basically wanting Chris to appreciate the extra time it took to fiddle with lighting and stuff, because we actually but it was nice. I actually went into the adjust area and adjusted the exposure settings, and we actually made it look more spooky. So if I were to take this and like get rid of, you've got to see what it looked like beforehand. So I need to.
Okay, I'm paying attention now. Sorry.
You're good. I'm gonna do a couple things.
I'm gonna lower my desk so my butt doesn't hurt anymore.
Here is what Nappa looks. Here's Levi. Clap, clap. This is Nappa without the filter. A little bit on the bright side. Nappa with it.
Okay.
Without. So you can see it a little better. With it. Without. With it. Much, much nicer.
Yeah.
Spookier vibe. Give me a second. I now have to fix that. I don't know why I'm doing that. I can just go. Yeah, right over there. And then got that. But Levi without Levi, like I did really good on my lighting, but you go from this lighting to that.
Yeah.
That's such a massive change. Right, so we're going to pull this up, and you'll get a look at it, and you'll see how I kind of rearrange things and change things a little bit. I really do like it. I like where it's gone. If you have any feedback, you want to add anything, you want to change a few things, we can do that. Since you are here, you can refilm some parts. I don't think we need anything from anyone other than you look scarier in the darker frame. That's also on purpose. Like I wanted to highlight and enhance certain areas. And when I did that, I had to look at certain areas of the screen. For everyone here, if you ever get into editing and you start messing with those type of settings, you can't look at one part of the screen the entire time, but you also can't not focus on that. So like for Nappa's, because of those computers, it really brightens it up. You have a slightly different feel than over here. If I wanted to take care of those screens, I could do it in CapCut if I spend a lot of time on it. And I basically have to isolate Nappa from those screens and then darken those screens down. And the easiest way to do that would be to effectively green screen Nappa out in the original setting before I added this overlay here. and then modify both of them. The background would have its own version where I cut the everything down massively. And then his version would be kind of what it is now. But the problem with that is you wouldn't understand where his glow is coming from without additional editing of the screens themselves, which is a lot of extra editing that isn't necessary for a sketch like this. And it's not what I want you to focus on. And in fact, I kind of want you to have that feel that like Levi's lighting is much spookier. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I'm not going to spend any more time on this. This is perfect. This makes sense that Levi's area is the spooky vibe. And he didn't put like any time into making Nappa's area any spookier than the lights turning off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 8th Warforged mentioned that employees should call Levi Grandpa, and he was meaning it with a form of respect, and I was like, nope, it can't be with respect. I totally agree that they should totally call me Grandpa, but it can't be with any type of respect. It has to be the person who's been there for way too damn long. Shut up, Grandpa. That's literally what the joke has got to be. And I just realized that 8th Ward, that's how I want to describe that. With that somewhat dark lighting, is it possible that the legendary Mighty Kitten armor Ninja Hamster? Personally, I think Ninja Hamsters would be. I don't have hamsters, so. Anyways, let's get back here. We're going to play this. Let me know when you're ready.
Go. Oh,
right.
Also, the word Saiyans should not have an apostrophe. That implies that something belongs to the Saiyans.
Yeah, I'm realizing that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
I was going over in my head. I was like, does it belong to it? Does it? No.
I saw the look on your face of like, he's right, but why?
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Thank you for making it faster. You're right. I love how you're like, I'm not going to wait for it to click. I would have sat here for like 30 seconds to a minute, making sure it clicked properly, mind you. But, thank you. Anyways, 3, 2, 1.
Nappa, what's wrong with your face? My tooth is killing me.
Have you gone to the dentist?
What's a dentist? Levi, he doesn't need a dentist, okay? Nappa, look, if it's that bad, just take a senzu bean. I used my last one when I was recovering from the mimic shits last week, and Corin's not going to have any more ready for like 3 months. Oh. Then I guess we're going to have to find you a dentist. Again, what the hell is a dentist? It's a doctor who specializes in teeth, okay? Levi can tell you more. I'm going to head down to HR quick and find out who we refer superhumans to for dental work. All right? So just hold tight. Why'd you turn the lights off?
A dentist is a sadistically evil person who revels in others' pain and suffering that they themselves cause, all underneath the guise of helping.
What?
They also use a variety of torture tools specific to their trade. Some made of wood and stone, others of iron and steel.
Like what?
One device they used is called a dental pelican. It's a device made of metal and suffering, shaped with a hook claw and a boisterant they used to rip my tooth out sideways.
Sideways?
Then they used a hand crank drill to get the ones that they can't extract and pull out, while a strong man holds you down. If you were lucky, you came in drunk and then left sober.
And what if you weren't drunk?
The screams of agony were enough to wake the dead and drive them away all at once. And that's not even the worst of it.
It gets worse?
Oh, yeah. I hear they have devices that they strap you into now with hundreds of metal arms and all kinds of devices attached.
Like what kind of devices?
Like scrapers and picks and drills, all to increase the types of tooth torture that they can perform on you. I hear that they even have needles now as well.
Needles?
I heard stories about one of the specialists we have on retainer.
Levi, I don't want to hear anymore.
This one guy we have revels in it so much, he even sings about the pain he is causing, all while whoever's in the chair would scream in never-ending agonized accompaniment.
Why the hell are the lights off? What was that about agonized accompaniment?
I just told Napa what it was like going to the dentist. That was all.
Napa, look, no matter what he said, it's not that bad, okay? I go every 6 months. Hey, Kami, why would you do that? To make sure that my teeth are healthy. Based on what Levi just told me, it's not worth it, John. What did you tell him?
I told him the truth.
Napa, you have an appointment on Thursday with Doc Ock, okay? I'll tell him you're a little bit apprehensive, and I'll make sure that he's nice.
How is Doc Ock supposed to keep Napa still?
Heavy-duty tranquilizers, upgraded, reinforced Doc Ock arms, and I got Vegeta on standby just in case those aren't strong enough to hold him down.
Oh, he gets the strongman, the chair, and the musical all at once.
I don't wanna. Napa, it's gonna be fine.
So there were other points where we could have had Napa in there. And the only criticism I have towards my thing is kind of like I have to look this way for Napa. And I can't hear you.
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
And the thing is like, for one, it's an angle change. But two is I've had to adjust. I don't know if you've noticed for the last couple of sketch where I look at Napa, I've had to adjust where I've looked at Napa. And so I keep looking at it and I keep reminding myself that's right. I've had to adjust where I look at Napa versus my screen. Because too many people were starting to, like, we had multiple people starting to go, I don't understand how this layout works. And I thought about it, and like, if I look at Napa here and I look at John here, and John looks at Napa effectively the opposite direction. Napa's basically triangle from us, but he's
what I have to do
closer to me.
I have to change the way I'm looking with Napa, because the way you look makes sense and the way I look makes sense, but Napa's is reversed. And so Napa, John's looking this way to look at Napa, and I'm also looking this way to look at John. So John needs to be here, but from Napa's perspective, like this, and Levi needs to be over there. And I keep putting John over there for Napa.
Oh, yeah.
So there's two options here.
Do we just want to have me mirror your John lines?
No, because then all the images in the background get swapped. Actually, try mirroring all of Napa's.
Mirror Napa's?
Just mirror all of Napa's bits.
Like that.
Yeah.
All right. So we go.
That works with Levi. But now
Okay.
let's go to Napa and John.
Hold on. Let me do this. Let me get to an area right here. So
Because I'm watching it, I'm like, I love this, but with Napa and Levi looking the same direction, it's fucked.
I mean, oh yeah. Okay. So he would be looking at.
Again, what the hell is a dentist?
He's looking at John and Levi in this. And
Where
then
John and to take a look at where John's looking right now. It's a dentist. It's a doctor who specializes in teeth.
ooh. I see that now. That does look better.
So Napa's kind of looking directly over the camera towards John, and John is a dentist, kind of facing the same way, but okay, you can see that they're looking at each other the way where Napa's eyes are.
Yeah. So if I just mirror Napa Nappa's lines,
Yeah.
we should be. So this is what it would go from here.
My tooth is.
And
It's
then
good
hit
enough,
here.
but then something you and I are going to have to figure out after I'm full time
Wrong with your face.
is to
My
sit
tooth
there
is killing
for 20 minutes and figure out where do we all fucking look.
Okay.
Okay, what? I'm in the middle of editing. I'm sorry. Come here. What? All right. So I effectively just have to mirror every single. Let's see here.
I was just going to say, why don't you select them all at once versus doing them one at a time?
I do agree that we need to like write it out and then do a perspective thing.
Yeah.
It also might be one of those things that might be one of those limitations that we have to live with.
It's going to be an easy fix. One of those fixes is going to be we all look too far to the side. Because if we're a triangle, it should be here and here, not there and there.
Yeah. There's also the possibility of like completely rearranging our recording spaces to better fit
Yeah.
everything that we need to, so that we can look at screens when we're looking at screens. And it's a reality that neither one of us wanted to deal with because it means moving shit that we don't want to move.
Right.
But it is one of those things, like from a recording aspect, it would make things a lot easier in the long run in the editing. Now, I can also just sit here and we could just mirror the scenes when they bug us enough.
But that's temp fixed at best.
Yeah.
All right, let's watch this.
Yep, there we go. All right, give me a second. Well, we don't need to watch all of it. We only need to really watch once it gets to the spooky area.
Yeah.
And like I said, I do need the I don't want to go versus I don't want to, because the I don't want to, like, people understand what the context is, but like I don't want to go feels much better. Still, it can still be in that same like I don't want to go type of thing, but it feel much better with the actual full line.
Right. Nappa, what's wrong with your face?
My tooth is killing me.
Have you gone to the dentist?
What's a dentist?
Levi, he doesn't need a dentist, okay? Nappa, look, if it's that bad, just take a senzu bean.
I used my last one when I was recovering from the mimic shits last week, and Corin's not going to have any more ready for like 3 months.
Oh. Then I guess we're going to have to find you a dentist.
Again, what the hell is a dentist?
That one's not flipped. Doctor who specializes in teeth, okay? Levi. Okay.
What the hell is a dentist?
It's a doctor who specializes in teeth, okay? Levi can tell you more. I'm going to head down to HR quick and find out who we refer superhumans to for dental work. All right? So just hold tight.
Why don't you turn the lights off?
A dentist is a sadistically evil person who revels in others' pain and suffering that they themselves cause, all underneath the guise of helping.
What?
They also use a variety of torture tools specific to their trade. Some made of wood and
That's so much better.
Yep.
That,
I have one more thing that I noticed. When John comes back into the sketch, he's just randomly sitting in his desk again.
others of iron
I
steel.
don't.
When I recorded that, there was a moment where I kind of sit back down and then clap.
Yeah, but you re-recorded the line. But
How bad is the sit back down version?
You redid the whole line. you killed it, and I'm like, shit. The line has to be continuous, because of how we have it written.
Device.
So
Made
let's
of suffering
skip to that real quick. Give me a second. Let me.
Can we have John sit down and right as Levi says his final scary line, and then John claps and is like, "What are you talking about?"
But that would wind up changing it. You got to remember, like, he's coming in and here, and the way it works. Oh, there's a little bit. Never mind.
Right there is fine. Yeah.
Accompaniment.
Why the hell are the lights off?
There we go.
What was
That's
that
better.
about agonized accompaniment?
I just told Napa what it was like going to the dentist. That was all.
Napa,
That's what I noticed. I'm like, John is just there.
Hey, Kami, why would you do that? To make sure that my teeth are healthy. Based on what Levi just told me, it's not worth it, John. What did you tell him?
I told him the truth.
Napa, you have an appointment on Thursday with Doc Ock, okay? I'll tell him you're a little bit apprehensive, and I'll make sure that he's nice.
How is Doc Ock supposed to keep Napa still?
Heavy duty shrink.
Now there was a line for Napa here, but I had to cut it, and the reason why was the whimpering that you provided was too infantile.
Infantile.
Thank you. And I was like, that's too much. Like, you did a great job. I want to, and people can confirm. I was like, God, he did a great job recording these. But
there's been so many times you've given me great performances, and I'm like editing it, and I'm like, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it's great, I'm like, this doesn't fit the sketch.
And being more critical on myself, one of the things that I would have loved to have done, and this is more of a product of like limitation of recording space. I would have loved to have my face be there, but I didn't have an area where I could put it from Napa's perspective. So it'd be face on, so you could see my reactions better. And that's one of the things I wanted to bring up. When we go to the side everything, we also have to take into account of the fact that we are moving our face. And so our side profile is what's on camera when we look and we talk to somebody on the side. And that's not necessarily always what we want. And so we may have to like weigh the option of like what looks good on camera, even though we're talking to another person, and even though this is a social media aspect versus other stuff. And when is it appropriate to ignore that and be like, let's go ahead and have the camera angles look good and have these be a more production type deal. For everyone here, what I'm basically talking about is regular TV show, movie, higher end YouTube video as quality versus, TikTok video, right? And the big difference between that is you have the suspension of disbelief even when there's character changes that characters are talking to each other. Even when you can see the entirety of the camera, but it's not from and at any point the perspective of those people.
Right.
And you kind of throw it over your shoulder. You're like, this is a TikTok video. I'm just gonna enjoy this. It's stupid. It's whatever. Even if it's a more emotional scene. However, the reality is that yes, we would have a side profile if you were viewing from a third perspective and we were talking to somebody, or you'd be viewing exactly from that person's viewing angle. And in this particular case, as much as I would have loved to have that for these spooky bits, I didn't have a spot to put it.
Right.
I was limited by my viewing angle. Because it was either that or I look straight on. And if I look straight on, it doesn't look like I'm, even in this particular area, because I have my camera right here in the middle. Even with it in the middle, if I look straight on, it doesn't look like I'm talking to Napa. It feels like I'm talking to the audience.
Right.
Because I would have had to have the angle be this side profile. I can talk to John. I can talk to Napa. You still see most of my face. I can look up. This is a perfect area for me to record most of my scenes. But this middle one gets a more central view
Yep.
It's really good, and you can tell here, even though I've zoomed it in, it gets me a really good view. And this profile over here on my left-hand side is a great perspective from Napa. I don't have a spot to record that. It's just the reality is I don't have something there to start my recording stuff. And even when I get a new phone to because I was saying this too, we went from my phone having a higher resolution and being able to film a lot better and different scenes than your phone to your phone now outperforms my phone, even though it's like the same camera. Your quality for like darker scenes is much better because your phone's newer. It can handle that. My phone used to handle it, and it still handles it well. This is not a bad quality for this scene. But if you look at your quality in the same type of lighting versus mine, it's like, shit.
Right.
And that's a discussion that me and Chris have to have. I was like, okay, what are the things that now that you're full time, we're going to be filming a lot more. We're going to be having these longer videos and everything. Should we invest in cameras or lighting, or what do we fix that we can fix without it costing an arm and a leg for us, whether it be independently buying it or having Villain Sport itself buying it? And that's a discussion that I don't mind having with you guys. I'm like, what do you guys think? Lighting, camera, what do we? But we can't discuss the financial aspects, and so that's an entirely different thing,
Right. That's going to be. I mean, there's an easy answer to that. The numbers from February and March are down from January, in part because I've just been insanely busy with work. And
no. I don't mean right now. I mean what is?
I'm saying, I don't care if people hear it. Like it's. We need to get back to where we're having good months again, and then those are absolutely things we can discuss, because at some point we're gonna have to upgrade what we're doing anyways.
What I mean is, we discuss it, we put a label on it, and then we go, when we can afford it, that's when we get it. The discussion needs to happen so we know, versus let's discuss this when we have money. And it's like, that's a bad time to actually discuss it.
Right. No, I agree. But I don't mind people watching knowing what the plans are.
Oh, okay. That's what you mean. All right.
Specific numbers or anything, just understanding that the last 2 months have been slower because my life has been nuts, and I'm waiting.
And my health declined. I actually debated full on, and Chris was aware of this. I don't believe I said it on live. I don't remember if I said it on live or not. I had debated because March is Disability Awareness Month, and I was gonna make a video on it because I had to take a step back. I really did. My health was really, really bad because of the tooth getting as bad as it did. I was getting sicker a lot. I was dealing with colds. I still have the hole in my ear. I'm still dealing with issues from that. I'm still getting I've been dealing with vertigo more often. I've been dealing with other stuff, and so I've taken a step back because my health has not been there. I'd have entire days where I can't get up without spinning, and that's not normal for me. I'm not used to vertigo that powerful. I'm used to having a little bit of vertigo, a little bit of spinning. That's not a big deal. That's because my blood will drop and I'll get back. Get back to normal, whatever, after a few minutes. The spinning never ending though, that's not normal for me. That's a every so often type of thing. Everyone has vertigo every so often, but the fact that it's happened more often in such an intensity that I can't get up, I was like, God, this fucking sucks. It made me feel bad.
Yeah. No, I deal with vertigo also. I just kind of gotten used to it, but I mean, there's a good chance, probably 40% of the time, I'm off balance. I've just gotten used to trusting my eyes instead of my ear, instead of my balance, to know when I'm vertical and when I'm not.
I feel like when I throw up is my problem.
Oh, I don't ever get there. I don't ever get there. I just get I'm like, okay, I'm good now.
Yeah, I've had those, and those I can deal with. It's I can't get up without feeling like my world is going sideways, tilting. It's that bad. and
Yeah. I first had
hopefully by the end of this
vertigo.
month, the 20 no, the 24th is another tooth appointment. When is my? It's sometime at the end of this month. Shit, I don't know the day of my appointment, but I go in for my ear so that they can take a look at it and we can figure it out and figure out what it's going to be. Now, if it has gotten, if it's getting smaller still, if it is, and I've got some pictures to show them, if they see a marginal, it is healing, they might not do the surgery, which would suck because it's just like, oh, you're just taking forever to heal. We're going to keep an eye on it and not do it.
Right.
I would rather just do the surgery and get it done and over with and heal it, so we get rid of the hole and I can get back to work.
I get it, man. No, I mean, I first had, Steven, no, I mean, I first had vertigo in my early 20s. I remember it perfectly. I was standing in the bathroom in my apartment brushing my teeth, and I had one mirror that faced me that, if this is the wall, it angled out from the wall. So it was like kind of a weird angle to begin with. But then there was another mirror on the side of me here. And I caught a glimpse of my reflection in the angled mirror, in the non-angled mirror. And my body decided, oh, you're sideways. And it felt like I was standing at a 45-degree angle. I couldn't walk straight. I mean, I was stumbling to the right. I had my parents come out and take me to the hospital, and they gave me Valium and told me to lay down for 3 days. It was better after those 3 days, but it never, ever fully went away. I still get vertigo from visual stuff. Like if I'm driving past a line of trees with the sun shining through them, so it's like a pattern on the ground where it's like light, shadow, light, shadow. If I look at that pattern, I will like get dizzy for a second while driving. If I'm walking through somewhere and there's a pattern of lights shining on the ground, it'll mess with my head, and I'll get dizzy, and I have to like balance myself against the wall and like look at something that doesn't move to get the vertigo to stop. It's never really gone away.
Yeah, you get the motion sickness. I'm not a fan of motion sickness either. Fucking hate that. I don't get it usually when I'm driving. Well, at least before the hole, I didn't get it. That might be another thing. Is like I might not be able to honestly bother with my driver's license until after I gotten the hole fixed. But yeah, I made an executive choice because our numbers were already down, and I knew that posting something like that would dramatically, we would take a pretty big hit on our account, at least for TikTok.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't post this. This is like, as much as I want to have that real moment with people and share it, it would hurt the account in a way that is not feasible to deal with at the moment. Like if our numbers were really good, we had plenty of content out there, and we weren't worried about it, it would be one thing. But with me having to take a step back, with Chris not being able to do a whole lot of videos is on top of that. And the worst thing is I'm still writing. I guess that's technically a good thing. Like I've got plenty of scripts completely written out, ready to film. You know, I could fill out a week and a half to 2 weeks if I were to film everything.
If anyone's curious, this is what Debbie made. Debbie, I went ahead and put the logo into where you had the blank spots, and I just changed the font to make it a little more blocky. But otherwise, this is the design that Debbie made for acrylic tumblers. I like it a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, Irving, I took Valium for 3 days, like 4 doses, and I don't ever want to take it again because it was miserable.
I also got asked what editing software do I use for sound. I use Audacity if it's me recording and then like going from there. But outside of that, I use whatever editing, because I do the video editing, and my video editing on sound. We don't record a separate sound file. That is higher end, and that's a discussion we can have when the money's there to buy the equipment that would record that separately.
Yeah, Stephen, I've gone through physical therapy for the vertigo. I've had an MRI to check to see if I had Meniere's disease, which is a autoimmune brain ear related vertigo thing. I don't have that. There are no lesions on my brain or my ears. Luckily, I also learned that I have no blockages or aneurysms either, which is nice to know. But yeah, I was just the answer that I got was basically, hey, sorry you deal with that. Honestly, the thing that's given me the most relief, but I can't afford to do it all the time, is going to a what's called an upper cervical chiropractor. It's not a type chiropractor. It's a very super gentle adjustment of the occiput. Because I know for a fact that my top vertebrae on the base of my head has a tendency to get turned. It's been the case for most of my life, just the way that I sit and I'll turn like this all the time, and the way that I sleep. My body is twisted as is. Part of my scoliosis is a rotation. I have more of a rotation than I do of a curve than I do a curve. But yeah, the most relief I found is from that chiropractor, but that's $100 a visit. Insurance doesn't cover any of it, and I don't want to do that over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah.
My spouse's insurance somewhat covers it, but it's still one of those things where we're gonna have to pay things. To answer this question, get yourself an external mic.
If I can rave about this little
That's a very expensive one. Go ahead and rave about
it. This Rode video mic fits right into the bottom of your phone. This is like $70.
Oh, that's only 70. Okay.
$70. And I get better quality out of this than I do out of this honking thing.
And this is the newer CM28. Now we have separate phones. He has iPhone, I have Android. I will highly suggest a newer if you have Android. I've heard similar issues that he had where it wasn't wanting to work quite as well with iPhones. It does work with iPhones, mind you. It's built to work with anything. I
have the exact one. My results were awful.
Yeah. And we didn't feel like troubleshooting it when he had something that worked. There was like, well, if you have something that works, there's no point in sitting there figuring it out.
When I do voice work, I use this on my phone, and the results I get are so much better than the big mic.
That's what this is. It's a lav mic. This is what's called a lavender mic. I really love this mic. It has two built-in features that one of them I haven't used like at all, but it can record. It has like 4 gigs or something like that. It can record like 4 or 5 hours on the mic itself. So like if I needed to record half a conversation here and half a conversation here, I had 8 hours on the mic. But this little button here, press this, noise canceling, on, off. So nice to have if I'm in a area that's causing issues. And this was like $80 to $100, something like that. I got 2 of them. I've gotten it's a couple of years ago. Worth it.
Random question for y'all. I'm thinking about. Oh, hold on. Black Fire Lightning. Since Nappa sent the Sailor Moon skirts to Vegeta, that was his revenge. But that video leads into a remake of the Into the Nappaverse event that I did. That will still happen. It's just I haven't had time to do it, but I will have time when this comes up. As far as long form content goes, I'm gonna have time now to make compilations, weekly and monthly compilations of what we release and put those on YouTube and Facebook, so that people can just watch everything that's come out that week or that month, versus having to hope that you catch it on your FYP.
One of the things I wanted to mention, because I've seen this with other channels, What we don't want to do is do that to the point to, like, let's say we have 5 skits, we put a weekly compilation, put 5 skits, but we don't want to have that be a too often thing. I think a monthly compilation would work.
That
I
might
get
work,
where
yeah.
you're coming from. I do 100%. I get where you're coming from. I don't want our channel to be overloaded. I don't want the videos to be constant repetitiveness. Like if we do a weekly thing, then like the best videos of, you're going to have videos that are essentially the same thing, and we will get dinged. There's been channels who are doing that because it's a great, easy way to make money. But then those channels all of a sudden lose their monetization status because YouTube goes, hey, you posted what is effectively the same video about 6 times. And all you did was put it in another compilation thing, and we don't like that. So that's one of those things where we have to be careful about that, so that we don't get demonetized on one of the platforms that's huge for monetization.
Totally fair.
Do you want to record your Napa line now or later?
Give me a second.
All right.
I'm in the middle of.
To be honest, since we don't see Napa, since his hands are there, until he says I don't wanna, I think you might be able to just do a voiceover. I just thought of that a while ago, and I was like, shit, I should probably look at that. Let me take a look here. No, we do. Never mind. We see it like right here. So never mind.
All right, just give me a sec.
I would need a full scene redo.
Product.
Viva la Dirt. What do you mean we don't want to analyze? I would love to. Like, have you seen it? Don't get me wrong. I'm not exactly happy with a lot of their newer sketches that they've 100% tried and failed. And they're noticing that.
I'd be curious to know what Warforged means by end up like them.
I am too, because like you got to remember that they have entire film crews that they pay now. I would absolutely love to have that kind of that money coming in, and mind you, a good portion of that money is fan funded money. Like I think about half of it is fan funding. I'm not exactly thrilled with that, but I do understand why they do it. They also live in a country that's much cheaper to live in than the U.S.
Not cheaper to live in because they get the money you can make there is comparable to lower GDP. But they live in a country with a progressive tax code, and they're in New Zealand, and so it's a lot easier for them to do things like try a project and not have to worry about it failing and going broke.
Yeah. And also they have entire areas where they can go film without having to pay to go film it.
Yep.
We don't have that.
Well,
you want to go into this forest? Well, I own that land and you have to pay me to go there. Okay, well, how much? How about $6,000? No, we're good. I would love to if there's a video when you're swarmed with calls by different villains, because Kevin McAllister, MacGyver, it's the Kevin McAllister and MacGyver calls we've talked about doing though. And hey, Troy, how goes it? Sent a link to most boost shares. I can't eat anymore.
Blackfire Lightning, Nappa or Raccoon. If we're talking DBZ characters, Raccoon bodies Nappa so badly. If we're talking this Nappa versus Raccoon, this Nappa would solo all of the Namek Saga characters.
We needed to come up with a name for the the new Super Saiyan mode that Nappa discovers. It was like it was our own version of, and when we said it couldn't be Super Saiyan 6 or something that sounded like, you came up with the name. I was like, you can't use that because it sounds like something they would actually use, and it has to be 100% something that would never get used. it has to remain squarely in parody, so that way down the line, if they go, hey, this is the name of this, we don't have to go, oh shit, we got to delete that video. Super
Right.
Saiyan corporate. Yeah, we've done compilations in the past, and it's been one of those things where it's not like I couldn't have edited compilations. It was like we never could come to an agreement of like which videos needed to have the compilations, and then where are they going to get posted? How are we going to post? And is there sounds that we have to worry about? It was like the biggest problem wound up being like there wasn't time for Chris to sit down and like, okay, hey Levi, I need you to do this video, this video, this video, this video, and we're good on things here. It still wound up sitting down to a timetable thing, because whenever we would say, okay, let's have a discussion, when are you available? Next week, at this exact moment. And I was like, what? I was like, oh, never mind, something came up. Okay, when are you available now? Like these are things that would happen. It'd be the following week. And it's like, okay. And we have learned some really cool stuff on how to do things when we're busy, mind you. And we have, because of these these walls and issues, we've come very far in a very short amount of time as far as our writing, our filmmaking, how we want to do things. And because like we had no choice, right? We were trying to overcome stuff, but there's also that like at a certain point you get really tired of that wall. You get very exhausted. Like that wall happened, it's like, well, fuck it, we'll swing back at it later. And that's what has happened to me most notably. And Chris, this is not your fault. I'm going to make sure before I say anything else, this is not your fault. Don't feel bad about this. Oh, that looks cool. I like the way that looks.
Yep, it looks great. Thank you, Debbie.
It was one of those things where that I changed how I wrote your characters into stuff because of your availability, right? But that was also one of those things when it came to meetings or trying to discuss things. I remember there was a compilation. I was working on the Gary compilation. I was working on the Gary one, and we needed to sit down and talk about the story. And multiple times we tried to the point of where I was like, I gave up.
Yeah.
And that sucks. But that happened across the board on different things where I just kind of like, fuck it, I'm not going to bother with it. He is exhausted. He's tired. He's over. He's got too much on his plate. And when he wasn't exhausted, tired, and had too much on his plate, it was me. I would be like, oh, well, I have this kiddo appointment. I have this kiddo appointment. My spouse has an appointment here. I've got vet bills. I've got or vet appointments I've got to go to. And that's what's been happening this last couple of months is my appointments, my doctors, my health versus my kiddo stuff. But and then on top of that, trying to take care of my kiddos, on top of that, trying to take care of the vets. And I was like, when both of us get super busy like that, and my only availability is like 10 o'clock at night, and he's too tired to do anything because he's been working, a 9-hour shift at his regular job that takes all his mental bandwidth. It's really difficult because it's 12 o'clock in the morning for him. And it's like, well, there's no point to this. Like, even though both of us could record really late and control lighting if we wanted to, and him with a little bit hesitation because his spouse is sleeping and whatnot, that's something we have to discuss too. Is there a place that you could technically move to for a full-on studio, full-on office scenario, like what I did? It was like yes, I'm in the garage, mind you, but this is a perfect area for me to record in and stuff like that. And if you're going to go live more often, you should really think about, like, do you have a space, even if it's cluttered right now, that you could clear out and turn into your office, maybe put some sound stuff in there to help dampen the sound when you're in there, so you're not disturbing anyone that might be in a different room. do you have a space that you can turn into your office?
I don't really right now.
Just keep Levi away from. Oh, haha. So that might be something that you have. Do you have a garage?
I do. It's not well insulated, and we use it relatively. We don't have a car in there, but we keep a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, I have that.
I could. Yeah, Steven, I'm not moving. I already made one cross country move. It's not happening again. I would need to build out a space in the garage that is soundproofed, has curtains that I can sit in, that isn't too sweltering in the summer and isn't too cold in the winter. And right now, the garage is not set up to manage that at all.
So the question is, what type of walls does the garage have?
Just drywall.
Drywall.
Mm-hmm. There's not really a space in there with an empty wall.
I've never fully showed you guys my space, and I think this is a perfect opportunity since we're taking some time to talk about it.
There's not really space in there for me to build this out either.
Oh no, I just want to show you what I did.
You know, I'm saying what. So long term for Alleen's job, Alleen has the room in the house that is the office, and she needs it to be closed because she works in an industry where she needs to be able to have the she has to be able to have the door closed for the most part because she's dealing with sensitive information. So that eventually, if we can get villain support to be what we want it to be and be, supporting Levi and I comfortably, we have employees, it's a full-grown growing business. That's when we would be talking about bringing Alleen full-time into villain support. And then that office she's in now would then eventually get built out into the office, but that's a ways away.
All right, can you hear me?
Nope.
No, obviously you can't. All right, so this is my garage. It's a 2-car garage, and yes, this is a freaking disaster because we had to put a bunch of the empty boxes until we can take care of them and move things. So I don't keep the car in here. I keep a bunch of other shit like you, right?
Yeah.
My office exists in this corner. This can be cleaned up and used, and usually it is. And so this whole area right here, which is a quarter to half of the garage, is supposed to be for the office. This part over here is technically supposed to be part of my office as a move over, exercise a little bit, have some music when I'm editing, because I do music here because I have it at a certain volume. And because I can't control it unless I manually get up, it's a great way for me to not fiddle with my computer and just concentrate on the editing. But then you have my office space right here, Chris.
Yeah.
And what I have here is I have curtain here. I have, of course, concrete, and then this little bit here. And then because I found them for free, and like I told you, you could probably find them. I quite literally, because these are also sound panels. So they work, they help with the sound. And so I have a cubicle right there. I could have, if I had another extra panel, I'd actually extend it out because it's great for helping with heat retention and that kind of thing. Now let me switch back over here.
So one of the issues I've got is this. I'll show you all my room here.
Okay.
We've got, this is just the room, right?
So,
there's the bed there, etc. Yeah. But I've got this vaulted ceiling that echoes like crazy. That's part of the issue.
Let me unmute.
The vaulted ceiling makes echoing bad when I'm trying to record on this microphone. This guy goes, ha, 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 vaulted ceiling, nice try.
Yeah. And there are ways to fix that, and we can discuss those at a later point. But This works for my office. I'm far enough away from everyone. I don't have to worry.
Yeah. You would not believe how judgmental this asshole is. Why? No, I'm just kidding.
And I still deal with some sound issues, and I very obviously deal with lighting issues because I'm in the garage. And we, of course, know that I deal with heating and cooling issues, which are issues that you don't necessarily want to deal with. I'm renting. I can't change anything permanently, which has been the issue because, like, or if I change something permanently, it has to come out of my own pocket, and I have to still make it in a way that it doesn't negatively affect any other space. Because there is technically 2 pipes for air conditioning and heating that do lead into here. One of them is much more easily accessible than the other one, because the other one's here, and they would have to cut part of this wall and into that, whereas the other ones over there, they just have to cut into the ceiling in order to pretty much put a duct down here that I could turn off and on so that it would flow down here when I want it to flow down here. I talked to somebody about that. I never got back pricing, but I did get told by an HVAC guy, yeah, it's totally possible to put a duct changer up there and basically, make it so that the air conditioning flows down here, which would make a massive difference for me, because this particular garage, and yours probably isn't the same way, but half of my garage is underneath part of my living room. So half of it is insulated. The other half is not, but that's not a big deal. That just took some MTV Cribs Villains Edition. Oh, that would be a really fun one too, but that would have to be an animated one. I believe that there was some animation like that, but it was like from independent people doing things here and there. Battle of the Fourth Wall. Hence space heaters. Yes, I do have a space heater. But when you are battling -degree weather or 20-degree weather and you're in a garage, like I've had several times where I'm like, I can't record, it's too fucking cold. I can't record, it's too fucking hot. There's only so much that my air conditioner that I can have in here, and only so much that my heaters can do. Now, I do have kerosene heaters, and if I really wanted to, I could kick them on. I have a CO2 detector for that reason as well. Between those, I can get it to be a nice temperature, but that's $60 out of my pocket every week or two just to heat this one space. Tax purposes wise, it was great. It helped out a lot. But that's also a struggle I don't want to have to deal with. I've looked into propane versus kerosene versus diesel versus everything. The best type of heater for me would have been a diesel heater that I piped into here. The concern with that is that I would have had to put a hole in a wall that I don't want to put a hole into. And propane heater isn't bad, but it heats the equivalent of kerosene. And I already have the kerosene heater, so I would have had to reinvest in an entirely different style of heater on top of the fuel for it. And it cost the fucking same where I live. Where I live, propane is just as expensive as kerosene. Yeah, changing is the expensive part. But again, I did my research on how long it would last, the heat that it gets up to, based on the same BTU units. These were units that were per BTU, how much it would change and everything like that. And I can't use a jet heater. That was something I looked into. I can't use a jet heater and record because of the noise level. And if you got a static heater, if you don't have if you have it on low, so you don't have to deal with the sound as much, it effectively does. It's the same as a kerosene jet heater, by the way. They have those too, and it puts out the same BTU. So, and yeah, propane also it does have a smell to it. Kerosene does too, but I can do that now, or I can use kerosene that is completely silent. I have the kerosene heaters I have 4 of them. I have a 32,000 BTU kerosene heater. And it's the one that if I want to heat the entire garage, like if I'm battling the chill really badly, that's the one I'll kick on, right? Normally though, I have a 12,000, I think it is, BTU one that I can keep over here and keep just me warm. And I have a couple of those realistically. And then I have a 24,000 BTU one. It's a smaller one, smaller omnidirectional one. And again, like I said, they are completely silent. It is just a matter of give it 20 minutes and it will kill the chill in its entirety. And when you have a space heater next to you, helping that 32,000 BTU beast omnidirectional thing, I can be in here while it's doing its thing. It gets up to 70, you know, I got it up to 75 when it was 20 degrees outside. So I can take care of it. Here at him, I have to worry about gas freezing. Tank 11 of propane and propane accessory. I just ice fish, so I have heaters. You're writing out a sketch, right?
Yeah, I'm making some notes for myself.
Oh, you've probably told people, but we are officially going to be working with Madman Fenrir.
Yes. So we have 2 sketches in the works. I can tell you all about them. I'm waiting for him to approve the one that I shot to him. But his one, he's been wanting to figure out how to get the Predators into one of his sketches and really hasn't had a vehicle for it. So he thought it'd be fun to have one where I actually begin the sketch and I'm talking to the Predators, and it turns out they're fighting him. And then he picks up the phone and I'm just like, oh, not you. And then, you know, that'd be on his. And then the one that I've got for him is America Wizard shows up at the Battle of the Pelennor Field. Battle of Minas Tirith in Lord of the Rings. And the Nazgul call in complaining that the wizard is riding an eagle they've never seen before. And the eagle turns out to be an A10 Warthog, and the wizard isn't Gandalf, it's America Wizard, and he's shooting down the Nazgul. Be a fun mix of the of our sketches and kind of his chaotic energy.
Yeah.
Debbie, I did not see that yet. Shaky guy.
I told you all I wanted to be in the sketches.
I didn't hear that. It's easy to get you into them, so.
Levi Murray. Oh yeah. Most of his videos, like some of his newer videos are more stable. I do like that. Some of his newer videos are more stable. I can't watch his videos because they shake so much most of the time.
Okay.
Night,
Zena.
And I get one of the reasons, like it's, you know, it's super fast, you know, 15, 30-second video 90% of the time is what he does. He pretty much does, you know, like original, you know, back when TikTok was first type of thing. And as I mentioned 100 times, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's style content he wants to film. That's style content he wants to film. I'm saying from a viewer perspective, that's not the type of content I like to consume. Even when TikTok was there, I still prefer people like Chris who went and made longer sketches.
Yeah. I saw your comment earlier. I didn't realize that you meant you needed new access to the Discord. Shoot me a DM. Well, actually, here, hold on. The Discord.
No, Levi Markin, he's not shaking with anger. It is literally just he's doing this and moving and being action cam like thing. And I can't watch those. Like I love it when a scene includes it. I don't like it when the whole video is like that. Now there is something to say, like, you know, his videos are, you know, 10, 15. I think one of the longest videos I've seen him make was like a 40-second video. And
he got plenty of videos that are way longer than that.
I haven't seen anything come up on my FYP that's longer than that, unless like I haven't gone over and like
Thank you, Joe.
watched his longer stuff. I know he has a couple longer videos. I went to watch them and I found them boring.
Yeah,
they were still very much that same formula that he has with the same. It should be a. Here's a great example: the difference between a skit and a sketch.
1 second, Blackfire. Go look at the Stream Elements message about the Discord link. Click on that. Join the normal Discord, and then message me on Discord with your new account, and I can get your information to our mods and get you your VIP access again. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
I will say this. Like I would like to point out, if Blackfire, I understand your account got hacked. If you got banned from the Discord before you got hacked, I'm not saying you did, but I'm saying if that's a thing, it won't matter. We had to make it. We wound up putting in there in writing finally. But regardless of your status, if you do something that is ban worthy, you're not getting back in. I'm not saying that you have. This is just for everyone here. Because there have been people, we had a
and the hacker was sharing stuff that caused the ban. That's different than him doing stuff that causes the ban.
Exactly. Like if it was because he got hacked, that's entirely different. We're not going to do that. 8th Warforged, that's not okay. So in lore, we don't talk about budget at all. There's no point in it. We talk about like we've written out a joke about like who the actual CEO is, or who owns most of the company type of deal. But in lore versus the reality, that's the point of like, don't mistake the lore for the reality type of moment, right? But that type of joke of who controls the budget when you're supposed to be playing a character that is a lower level management, and it is a funny idea that you get somebody who could do all these things because they have so much stock in the company and everything. They could control things, and this is why they're here, but they don't want to run it. That's a nice joke. But it also leads you, the moment you open that door, you have to discuss the fact of, well, why doesn't he use his CEO-esque powers to do these other things, right? And for the most part, we can avoid that for the most part with Levi. But what we wrote still makes sense, and it is there was a hostile takeover, and from Acme to there. We would be changing that to where it was never a hostile takeover. However, the idea that they can't get rid of Levi, that Levi has a lot of pull because Levi owns a lot of stock in the company, that can still be there. And the reason why John is also protected is very similar to that aspect of like, well, Levi got John in here to take care of this department. He's in charge of this department. He's taking care of it, yada, yada. But there's also that thought of like, well, if Levi ever leaves, what happens? Very easy to do that. Levi goes, very suit thing where Levi goes, here's all the stock in the company outside of what I took for my own purposes or what I wanted to keep for my own purposes, right? That's what Levi would do. Again, Levi is a semi-immortal that is finding a way to become mortal. And at any point Levi wants to leave the villain support, whatever, we would do something along the lines of buy whatever and come up with that canon reason of Levi passing the torch of not being able to be touched by HR and whatnot to the people he cares about. But the who controls the budget is a different thing. And that's something we won't ever do right here. He who controls the budget is also who American Wizard reports to. Nope. Won't do that with anybody that we collaborate with. One of the things that when you work with a collaboration, you never control that original character.
Yep. The sketch that I sent to him, I have his lines, but I'm like, I need you to rewrite the lines to what your character would say, because you need to be your character and not my version of your character.
And when we go to film, one of the big things that we will have to talk with him about is possibly picking scenes where he has that movement, whereas other scenes are as stable as he could get them. And this is one of the things I talked about with the whole shaky thing. And I was like, it's $20 to get a stand. And we both know that he could get one.
Yeah.
And if not, I would be willing to buy him one.
Yeah. Evil Gardevoir, we won't be doing that because A, that's his character, and B, he's done a whole giant series on that himself on his own channel.
Yeah. Oh man. Like I said, there is a huge audience for his style of content. Just because I'm not the audience doesn't mean he doesn't make content that's worth watching. I have watched his content and enjoyed it. Periodically, I do that. I enjoy more of the stuff that isn't focused on the reoccurring exact same joke, the pew pew, let me shoot the bad guy away joke. Because we have a reoccurring joke with the predators or villains having a thing, right? But it changes based on who we're fighting and stuff like that, whereas his is bam, bam, shoots it away. But that's still funny in the aspect of people want to see that happen. People want to see these characters get their upcomings and stuff like that. And he's filling that niche and that need very well right now. He also edits in DaVinci. He's taken the time to learn CGI and Blender. This is a guy who's
Who has?
Madman Fenrir.
Oh yeah.
He's taking the time to learn these things, and enhance that area of the skill. And I've discussed like where you should learn, and what my opinion is on where he should focus. But here's the thing: it's whatever he chooses. At the end of the day, whatever you choose to focus on should be whatever you feel passionate about, especially if you have like ADHD and stuff like that. If you try to learn or focus on something that you're not interested in, it becomes 1,000 times harder. Like I'm struggling with the comedy aspect more because of my schedule, but also because like Chris paid for me to get some lessons, and I'm probably going to have to download those lessons, edit them, and watch them, and participate more offline than online, which you lose out on some of the stuff doing that. But the way I learn is much differently than the way, quote unquote, a normal person learns. And these lessons are formatted to be kind of like a generic open-ended type deal, which is great because, it fits a lot of different people. But it's not so great when it doesn't fit your specific needs. And it sucks, but it is what it is. But it's also why I was able to, I had a hyper focus with DaVinci for a little while until I hit a wall that I didn't like. The wall that I hit was I couldn't get the fucking library of stuff to work, and I got tired of DaVinci crashing, having to be restarted, having to attach the library, having to turn around and update DaVinci like 6 times in a month. I was like, it killed it for me learning. I was hyper focusing on it, and it killed it.
Debbie, the font is called Norwester. Norwester.
And we have discussed about playing the characters in the videos using other people, using that style of like pretending to be the character and everything in depth. And it's like sometimes it works, sometimes it's not. It's for our particular style, it's better to have that other half of the call be animated or played by somebody else. We have found out that people gravitate much better to it if it's somebody else entirely instead of one of us. And part of that is we had an issue where we got popular, and we are popular enough that our main audience does not like it. And if our main audience doesn't like it, we don't get the views, the video doesn't get pushed. So we have to readjust. And so these collabs are hugely important to us in the sense of like we can add in this other sense of characters and depth and make it really, really interesting. I am excited to see what Madman Fenrir, I'm just going to say Fenrir from now on, Fenrir does with the collab. What little I know, I think he's going to have a lot of fun with it. And I think he's probably going to want to edit them. I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to do the editing because of how much he's like into learning how to do edits and the background and stuff like that.
I'd be fine with that.
I went on to a whole entirely different tangent, Heath. If you're talking about the he who does the budget thing, that was done and said and moved on. I'm also excited for the Moopsie sketch.
I am so excited about that.
I wanted to get my own Moopsie because I have a scene, and I should have talked to you about this. There's a scene I want to do at the end, but I would need a Moopsie. Well, I could just have you send me it.
I'm keeping it, man. Get your own.
No. I don't mean to send me the scene.
Okay.
At the end, we have it written out that.
Oh, sweet summer child.
I sent him what, you know what? Shut up. You just learned what it was a few days ago. Shut your mouth. And the worst part about it is I knew this like when I first watched, and I didn't think to actually send it when I first watched it. But when I was rewatching, I was like, oh, I got to send this to Chris. Anyways, at the end, the slow-mo aims. Nappa starts to shrivel into his chair. Levi starts shooting. Nappa saying, did you get it? Levi says, I think. And we hear Moopsie off screen. I was like, you know what would be even funnier? If we see the Moopsie on the floor kind of shake, and then Levi goes onto his chair as well. And so you had 3 grown men all on their chairs going,
Debbie, because it's worth it, please enjoy.
Okay.
I'm muting my microphone so there's no echo. Did you just say it's drinking your bones? What's drinking your bones? A Moopsie? Did you just make that word up? Just because that's the sound it makes doesn't mean that's what it's called. Not everything is a Pokemon, man. Okay. I'll look it up. What, Moopsie? Is that M-O-O-P-S-Y? How you spell that? This is ridiculous. There's actually an entry here. One second. Moopsie, a small quadruped, white fur, round black eyes, known to make Moopsie sounds. Appears slow and harmless, but is capable of rapid movement to attack. Okay, I mean, you guys deal with things that are capable of rapid movement to attack all the time. Think about the Xenomorphs. You beat them over and over and over again, for the most part.
There's nothing on here that I see about drinking bones. I mean, and last I checked, man, bones are solid. I'll scroll down 1 sec. All right, hold on. Diet threat. It is an osteophage bone eater that injects a toxin to dissolve bones and slurps them up. There's a video here. 1 sec. Okay, how many other Youch's bones did it drink? 6 so far. Are you still in the same room as this thing? Why? No, stop trying to kill it. The entry, there's nothing in here about how to kill it. No, you're all, get out of there. Oh my God. Did you just say it's drinking?
Your acting on that, by the way, was spot fucking on at that end there. I absolutely fucking love that one. I love the fact everyone here. I had an idea, and I was like, but I also wasn't feeling good, so I was just like, you know what? Hey, by the way, here's a Moopsy thing, right? And fucking like Chris jumped on it so quick. He was like, oh my God, I gotta do a video.
Once I saw it, I'm like, oh, this is fun.
And a Finner. Okay. I have a question for everyone, because I had a discussion with my spouse, who's also a fan of Finner. They're excited that we're doing a collab.
Who is?
My spouse likes Finner's content.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And I have a question here. Finner has a paid only Discord. Is that something, like, we have an area in the Discord, and I believe that's how it should be?
Just thinking about this earlier today. I would like to keep some aspect of the Discord free.
So keep it with what it is right now.
Well, I want there to be a free option, but I would like to have a chat with the mods and then the fans after with the mods to talk about tidying it up a little bit, reorganizing it, deciding what servers actually are free access, not servers, but you know, that what not servers, what the hell are they called?
Channels in the server.
What channels are actually accessed for free and which ones you need.
I think we have that already set up, which is VIP, but we should totally condense things. I hate to say this, but the Acme D&D and anything that's related to that might need to be, because it's not even I don't even think it's been active.
They share fan art and stuff, but
since
they're
2025. There's been some in January in the fan art thing, but that could have honestly been shared in the other fan art channel.
Right. So that right. That's sad. So I would like to, so I'm in customer chatter right now. What I want to do is I would like to have, are you able to have more than one tier of access? Like people who are paying
$1
a month? Okay. So
I can totally because that would be dependent on all that is like, where are they paying? So if they're paying Patreon, and Patreon's $3 a month or $5 a month.
Joe, to answer that, I mean, I literally just have not had the spoons to get that involved in it. And now that I'm going full time, I really, really want to, because I've left it alone for way too long.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very easy to just go like, oh, if you're a Patreon supporter, you have access to this, and because it's a higher paid tier, you have access to this. Or if you are a fourth wall, you have access to this. Honestly, I think when we get Patreon up, we have to have that discussion of what would be better. Because fourth wall has better benefits to be perfectly honest, than Patreon ever will. And Patreon, if you do anything more than that basic support tier, you have to be like on the ball with it.
Yeah.
And you have to justify the whatever price you set that basic one at. You have to justify. I think one tier on Patreon is all we need. And we have to decide how much do we want to charge for it and what are the benefits. If it's going to be the Discord-S thing, whatever you make the Patreon, people on Fourth Wall pay up to $15 a month on that. They should get the same access as the people of Patreon.
Right.
So let's say you do a $5 tier, $3, $5 tier, whatever, just a single one, and it gets you that VIP room access. We have chats in that area and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Debbie, yes, there is. So YouTube membership gets you Discord access and gets you YouTube benefits. Fourth Wall membership gets you Discord access and gets you discounts on merch because it's on the same platform as our merch store.
And you get entered into giveaways on either one, and we'll be able to do the giveaways more consistently when he's full-time. One of the issues was, and this is one of the things we talked about early in the stream, is I'm not able to do everything. I'm just it's not a feasible thing for me to do because I don't have that level of access to things, nor did we want to have me have that level of access. And that's not a discussion that you guys need to be in on fully.
Ellen, I need to hear that from Terry just so he is aware of it before we delete it. I just don't want I don't want to just have it go away and have Terry be like, what happened? Because if he wants to pull the history on those, etc., I want him to be able to do that.
Yeah, we don't want to pull the rug out before people go and grab whatever they might need to grab in that thing.
Right.
Yeah, and Twitch gets you no ads on Twitch. And so there's a benefit to certain things. Patreon, in my humble opinion, should not be higher than $1.
No, the Patreon, the only benefit it gets you. So let me rephrase. There's going to be a whatever the lowest price option we can do on Patreon will be an option. There will be higher tier options, but anything involving merch will be on Fourth Wall, not on Patreon.
So do you want to have multiple tiers on Patreon?
Basically, yes, but they're not. So here's a great example. You know Dungeon Soup, right?
No. Is that the guy who does his sandwich roll thing?
No. Dungeon Soup is the chaotic good barbarian. I know you know it. 1 second.
Once I made a shift to on my creation stuff and like versus what I watch and everything. It's like changed. Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. So if we look at, I was looking at his Patreon earlier.
His would be a good example. Yeah.
So here are his tiers. He has Soup Enjoyer. You get general support, behind the scenes content, name and credits. Soup Fanatic, general support, behind the scenes content, and glowing name and credits. $25 a month, general support, behind the scenes content, glowing name and credits, Soup Cultist pin, Dungeon Soup stickers, and a signed thank you card. And then Soup King, general support, behind the scenes content, character drawing and credits, Soup Cultist pin, Dungeon Soup stickers, signed thank you card.
Okay.
And he's not given a whole lot. And he's got really high prices. He's got
I don't know if we
775 paid members.
We don't know how many of those are what though.
What?
We don't know how many of those. That's one of the bad things about Patreon. And there are ways.
You can actually tell by watching the credits.
Okay.
Anyone who's at that highest tier gets their own little character in the credits. There's 195 of them.
The $50 tier?
195 people are paying $50 a month. Now, if I were watching this conversation, my first thought would be like, look at these money-grubbing assholes. Yes, but this is also going to be our full-time gig. I want to be clear. I want this to be funded exclusively by income from platforms and brand deals. Is that feasible right now? No. We need to have some sort of fan support at least to start, and maybe we can kind of wean off of that as income from other options comes in.
So
but
this was
can I finish?
Yeah.
But a lot of people are saying they want to support regardless, and I want that option to be there. I'm not saying I want a $50 a month tier.
For everyone here, we'll talk tiers in a second here.
Yeah.
For everyone here, we had this discussion a while ago about branding because we didn't want to go back to Patreon. The reality is that Patreon is very similar to PayPal versus Venmo. You still have people who would prefer to pay you with Venmo, even though PayPal owns Venmo.
Right.
All right. And more people trust Patreon because it reached that level. And Discord right now is pretty much the same deal. There's a lot of people who don't like Discord, but the reality is it's got the integration. It's got everything. You're going to have a harder time pulling away from it.
Debbie, are you a member on either YouTube or Fourth Wall? I feel like you are. And if you are, you should just get access to it. I'm not sure how that works.
It should. And this is one of those things where when we get Patreon, one of the reasons why I only want one, maybe 2 tiers, and that's it, is because I want people to be, I don't know if Patreon allows you to put it in there, but if it does, we should totally be like, hey, if you want these benefits, go to Fourth Wall.
Yeah, and like the big thing that I want to do is more similar to what Dungeon Soups is I want there to be a real, like, here, do you want to be a member of the VIP on Discord? Pay $1, $2, $3 a month, whatever that is. Do you want the same benefits and just want to give us more to help support us? Here you go.
This is a perfect time, and this is a really cool discussion to have with everyone here. I shared the link, and it'll be much easier if I have the link for reference. There was a great article, and this is because a gaming company was like, hey, we did the research on this. $5, except it costs $8, which is basically $5. And it's on sale right now for just under $5, which is also $5. But if it dropped down to $3, it would actually be $2, which is basically free.
Wait, what? Say it again?
Okay. A popular cooperative climbing game, costs $5. I want you guys to pay attention to this because this is a perfect example, and I've talked to Chris about this because I used to be in sales. This is a perfect example of how consumers look at prices. Popular climbing game costs $5, except that it actually costs $8, which is basically $5. And it's on sale for just under $5, but that's also just $5. But if it dropped down to $3, it would actually be $2, which is basically free. And you hear that and you go, what? The actual sales price of the game is $7.99. And there's a theory about indie game pricing, but it applies like this is not the first time I've heard this. When I was in sales for selling phones, there's a reason why you see the 0.99 thing, right? Yeah. And this is exactly behind it. And I'm just reading this article to you so you guys get it more. They had this joke of like, how much is a game really? In a player's mind and in consumer's mind, what does it mean to spend $5? Well, that's just $5. But $6? Well, that's still $5. $4 is still also kind of $5. We kind of round up. $3 is really $2, and $2 is basically free. So we got these tiers. $12, that's $10, but $13, that's $15. We found that $8 is still $5, but that it doesn't become $10. $7.99, that's $5, right? So $8 going to $5 is the biggest differential we could find in pricing. So we found it very optimal. And that applies across the board. When you see a phone that costs $799, if it's at $800, you'd be like, well, that's $800. But $799 still kind of feels like in the $700 range. Even though after taxes, it's more than that.
How often do people say it's $700 when it's $799?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when we are discussing our tiers and our pricing, we need to take that into account. If we want to do $1, we should probably do $1.99. We want to do $3, we should really probably do $2.99.
Yeah. But like here's the way my mind works. We've got 760 something thousand followers across all of our socials.
Mm-hmm.
If we can get 1/100th of them in some way to be spending $1 or so a month to help support the channel.
And this is where you know Freddie Wong, right?
I'm sure that I do, but the name doesn't ring a bell.
Rocket Jump.
Rocket Jump.
Not red versus blue. God damn it. You met him.
I met him?
I think so. He was a YouTuber.
I met ProZD.
Oh, ProZD. Oh, sorry, ProZD. Freddie Wong. They work together. That's one of the reasons why I keep fucking doing that.
Okay, yeah, I know who he is.
So I meant ProZD. Not Freddie. ProZD has a Patreon. It was like $1 a month. He gets like $2,000 to $3,000, but he has a professional channel. He's part of a larger channel. He has other jobs in voice acting and stuff like that. He makes more than enough money to not. And if you scroll at like, or he had 2,000 at one point. What's he have now?
He has thanks.
Yep.
And cool tier.
That's new.
Okay.
That's
you get
new.
access to Discord at $5 a month. His audio podcast. His Naruto watch along. He reads Twilight out loud to his wife. Thoughts on watching Yu Yu Hakusho, and a monthly live Q&A on Discord. One thing that Fenrir does is every 2 weeks he has a live call with paying Discord members, which is all of his members. No, members that are in his $5 above tiers, I believe.
Now, one of the things I'll say about that, and we've discussed doing members only live streams, is it's very. There's no good way to say this. They're gonna have everyone that's in that chat, and you gotta hope that like you curate your audience well enough. But you're gonna have people go, "Hey, I deserve this. I paid for this." Right? And so they're paying for your time 100%, but it's also one of those things, do you want to deal with the fact of like, hey, I have to do this thing? Like I deal with that sometimes, and that is because I've gotten used to going live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I've still had moments, and mind you, a good portion of people that are in chat now have come to my defense of like, we know Levi's health problems, shut up, leave him alone. But where I'm like, I had to end it early, or I couldn't do it, or they're straight up telling me, hey, and that's the good thing is curating the audience. But it's one of those things of, do you want to deal with that? Do you want to have that be a thing? Okay.
Part of what I have not had the time to do it. Part of what I want to do is go live regularly. And I'd like fans who want to be involved in the creation process. I want to be more involved with looking at fan ideas and helping the fans develop ideas, because some of the best lines we get come from comments on Discord or comments in a video or comments here during a live.
And I like doing it, and I get where you're coming from, and we absolutely need to find a good balance. And I think we have an idea what the balance is. I like going live for free, right? With ads turned on when I remember to turn them on. Yeah. And if you do so many donations, I turn them off. The members only live streams, I'm kind of hinky on. The Discord chat, the only reason why I probably wouldn't want to do that is how chaotic it gets. I've been in a Discord chat because I went in. There's a couple games I really like. They go live once a month. They do giveaways in the live stream. You don't pay anything for this, by the way. There are like 2,000 to 3,000 people in that thing, and it just doesn't work. It fails, it closes off unless you have really good internet and everything. And what I don't want is a paying member trying to join a Discord chat, regardless of how many it is. And if it's only a handful of people, in all honesty, you could pull them aside. If it's like 5 to 10 people, you could pull them aside and have them go elsewhere and chat with them on a more stable platform where you can control it a little bit better. But also on Discord, if we're at that point, we're doing that, we absolutely have to pay our mods 100%. And it can't be like a small amount. It has to be this is their job type of deal.
So here is the deal. We can create in hold on.
No. I'd rather have a live stream than a live Discord. Yeah, that's the thing I would rather have too.
So
yeah, I know.
I need to chat. I have to chat with StreamYard, but I believe that they have 3 options. They have live stream, record, and then they have on-air webinar. I need to confirm that the on-air webinar format would allow more people to be in, but if not, we might have to do another platform that allows for us to be live and other people to be in on audio but not video. I don't know how we'd have to figure that out. Because Discord, I agree. I hate Discord video.
That's one of those things where you kind of have to take the good with the bad on that, right?
Yeah.
It might have to be one of those things where just be live like this, but it's only those paid members, and we bring in, somebody here and there, right? The reality is that it would probably be easier to control if we were live like this for a members only thing and be like, hey, okay, we're going to pull in 5 people this session, and we mark what 5 people were, and we pull in 5 other people the next session. We pull and we play games with them, we talk with them, we interact with them. That's much easier, and it's also more personal than anything else. I've been wanting to discuss having game, like we've been asked, like, what about games with things? It's like, oh, we got plenty of games we could play. We could do Jackbox games with our paid members and everything.
Yeah.
And I think that would be more in line with our view and how we want to do things than anything. And then what ProZD is now doing, I think that's the 2 tiers that we should have: a $1 and a $5. And then straight up say, hey, if you want these other benefits, go to 4th Wall, and we increase the 4th Wall benefits. And there's 2 reasons for that. One is that it's just easier to have the 4th Wall integration. We want people to go be more on 4th Wall than we do Patreon, to be honest. It's just easier to run over there. We don't get yelled at.
Right.
And so I think the $1 thanks, like what ProZD does, and then the $5 in credits this access to this Discord with exclusive monthly calls and everything like that, have that be a thing. Make it stuff that is reasonable for us to do at right now.
Yeah.
And then on 4th Wall, we can, we can also put messages on there, but be like, hey, when we reach this certain point, like 1,000 members, we will add a new tier and do this. Like, be perfectly honest and come up with like 4 tiers that we want to do for sure. And be like, hey, when we reach this goal marker, this opens up. When we reach this goal marker, this opens up, and all these tiers open up, so on and so forth.
That could be really fun too. Cards Against Humanity. One other thing I want to chat about is, would people be interested in a book club?
Oh, I'd love to read. Yes, I can tell you right now they would be.
So what the way I'd want to structure that, full disclosure, is we would choose a book, and we would use Amazon affiliates to give you a link to the book. Everyone who doesn't have the book can go get it. Audiobook, Kindle, hardcover, how you want to get it. We'd ask that you use our link. We get a tiny little commission off of that, but then we do that, and maybe we cap it at. How do we cap it? Because if we get 7,000 people who want to be part of the book club, that's an impossible live stream to have give everyone their
see, you're thinking of a traditional book club where everyone sits there and talks and takes their turn talking, right?
Mhm.
That's not what's going to happen. What we need to do is book club, book readings type of deal. We read the book together, and then we can sit there and be like, hey, what do you guys think about this? And do exactly what we're doing now. You got 7,000 people. You got 7,000 people. You're not going to get to everyone, but that's kind of like known that even if you were in a normal book club of 30 people, that's going to happen. You're going to have people who do not get a turn to talk. And I discussed about this with your class thing of keeping it only a certain amount of people. But if you want to do something that's interactive like that, it should 100% be you have a recommendation for a book. And that
might be its own tier.
And that's one of those things where we discussed about having the ability of our audience choose what they see, what the TV guide thing is. And that's something that we put off to the side. I have a new project idea that I want to talk to you about because I was going to keep it to myself, and I'm not going to tell anyone here because I wanted to do it myself. And then I ran into logistics that I can't do myself, which sucked. And like, unless I was a much larger, in all honesty, like much larger, it wouldn't happen. I think we're large enough. Film Sport is large enough that it could do it. But it's something to discuss later. A Zoom meeting. But also there's a lot of people like myself who don't like Zoom. It's one of those things where we have to talk about the logistics of it.
One of the reasons I want to do the book club is what a great opportunity to have the fans help us decide what videos come out of that book.
I think if you were to put a limit on it, which you can on Patreon, it should be a $2.99, $3 tier, and it should be a limit of 500 people. That's an extreme amount of people, mind you. And I was thinking 100, but I was like, you know what? It'd be you would have those moments of like you don't have people who can join and everything, making it large.
If I didn't mean to cut you off, sorry. What if it is how would we do that? I was trying to figure out what would be a good price for the tier where you pay for it and we just get you a free copy of the book, but that would be impossible to do.
Not if there's 500 people.
But even so, how would we get them a copy of the book outside
Depends
of
on the book.
Right.
Because what you do at that point is you do what you did last time. You did a book deal. You talk to the author directly and be like, hey, we've got this book club. They recommended your book. And you go in advance and have the talks about it. And we want to discuss this book. We want to discuss
if it's an indie author, absolutely.
Exactly.
If it's a Jim Butcher, a Brandon Sanderson, etc., much harder to get them to be like, yeah, sure, here's 500 books.
Yeah, but here's what you do. You don't make it a guarantee. What you're wanting is like it would be nice, but short of doing $35 a month, you can't do that.
Yeah. No, I'm not making someone pay $35 to write a book.
Because and the reason why for everyone here, the reason why $35 is because that is like the highest price a book usually gets. You do not see many books go above $35.
If we're reading a $35 book, we're making a mistake.
Yeah, most books are around $10. Here's another thing: is if we're reading the book to them, why do they need the book? We're doing the audio thing. Yeah. So I think a $2.99, $3 tier is perfect, And periodically, every 6 months or every 3 months, whatever we wind up being able to do, we reach out to, somebody gets a recommendation. It's an indie author. We go, hey, we're going to reach out to this indie author and see if they can send us, we have 500 people here. Let's see if they can send us 500, a thing for 500 people, just like the comic guy did for Sonopa, who gave us, I think it was like 2,000 downloads for people. He was like, here, it's just open to as many people. I think it wound up being like 1,000 to 2,000 people wind up actually cashing in on it. Cool. And because it was digital, it was a digital thing. It wasn't the hard copy. Okay. It was just digital. And that's the thing that we can do. And that indie authors would be like, 500 people, that's 500 reviews for free. Yeah. All he has to do is be like, here's 500 copies of my, here's a code that, 500 people can grab, and we share it in our thing. And like, hey, go grab this book. This is going to be the next book that we're reading. We work with the author. This is for free for you for supporting us for 3-month supporters. And that's the thing, 3 months and bam, you get a free book. 6 months, bam, it was a free book. And that's what we should do and get into.
We need to continue this conversation, but it is past midnight here.
I need you to record that one line.
No, but I'll do that in a moment. Once I'm full time, we can stop doing streams that are so late at night and give us more time.
Yeah.
And also not have firm ed time, so I don't have to get up first thing in the morning every day.
There is a benefit, and the late night streams are really beneficial for game streaming.
Yes.
Really beneficial for game streaming. Anyways, we're going to close it here. I want to talk to Chris a little bit about that idea.
Let me do the Napa line real quick while we're live, so that you can. So you want him looking at John or Levi and just saying,
honestly, the same thing that you did last time, where he wasn't looking at either of us and just reacting. I don't want to go, but not too far into it. Like if you want, I'll pull it back up. That was like the near perfect level of. That is the I don't want to go to the dentist. Even as an adult, you see people go and have that moment of like, no, I don't want to go. Oh, I didn't share my audio. Let me share my audio. So right here,
I don't wanna.
Just like that little bit of wine, not too far into it, like you have de-escalated how you felt for the most part, but you still don't want to fucking do the thing.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a sec to Napa find myself.
He's gonna do the thing. Watch, he'll do the thing. Told you he would do the thing. I did it the other day because they're like, yeah, you should totally change your shirt for the new skit. And I was like, it loses its purpose when Chris isn't here.
That is the most risque thing that I will do on this channel, is take my shirt off and suggestively drop it in front of the camera.
Yeah, because we don't want to show feet pics. There's money in that. There's good money in that.
We can start a channel called Villain Toast Support.
These little pickies need to get paid.
Evil toes.
What the fuck? You're the one who's down here, child.
I already regret.
I already told you no, not tonight. I promised Raven already. As soon as we're done.
First.
No, Raven asked first. They asked a couple hours ago.
Okay, I'm gonna shush you.
Oh, you didn't.
I don't want to go. 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 How was that?
Okay. I want you to do the same thing where you did the face thing. I don't want to go. Like you're wiping away the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I love that, Rusty. But we actually,
I don't want to go. How was that?
That sounded good. Can you send that to me so I can take a look at it?
Yep.
And just send it on Discord. For everyone here, I know what I just said. I don't care. It's one scene. I just want to put it in there and be done with this. So he can go and
what I'm doing. It's on its way.
Actually, real quick, while we have you in here, we have discussed captions as of late because a lot of our videos, the words are correct. And this video is one of them. We don't necessarily need to put captions. They can be done by the systems, the social medias that are there, right? So, but captions on this spooky area, if we spent the time to like really make them spooky as they could help, I don't know. It's one of those things where, did you do all of that, or was that just the very last take?
That's the last take.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I need to.
I don't want to go.
And then we just cut that in. We get rid of that extra wine. I think that works perfect. Okay. So we're going to start off right on right there. I'm going to start right here. We're going to give this a watch. And then we're going far enough back to make sure we get the feel of the spookiness, but not too far back that we're rewatching the whole video. So this is where we're going to go, and we're going to take a look at this. Chris?
Yep, sorry.
And drills, all to increase the types of tooth torture that they can perform on you. I hear that they even have needles now as well.
Needles?
I heard stories about one of the specialists we have on retainer.
Levi, I don't want to hear anymore.
This one guy we have revels in it so much, he even sings about the pain he is causing, all while whoever's in the chair would scream in never-ending agonized accompaniment.
Why the hell are the lights off? What was that about agonized accompaniment?
I just told Napa what it was like going to the dentist. That was all.
Napa, look, no matter what he said, it's not that bad, okay? I go every 6 months. Hey, Kami, why would you do that? To make sure that my teeth are healthy. Based on what Levi just told me, it's not worth it, John. What did you tell him?
I told him the truth.
Napa, you have an appointment on Thursday with Doc Ock, okay? I'll tell him you're a little bit apprehensive, and I'll make sure that he's nice.
How is Doc Ock supposed to keep Napa still?
Heavy-duty tranquilizers, upgraded, reinforced Doc Ock arms, and I got Vegeta on standby just in case those aren't strong enough to hold him down.
Oh, he gets the strongman, the chair, and the musical all at once.
I don't want to go. Napa, it's going to be fine.
I'm aware I need to do the mirror.
That's fine.
But I really like that new ending. I like the feel of this currently. Are we gonna let me mirror it? There it goes. There was several points that I'd love to go into if you guys wanted to, but not tonight. We'll talk about them later at a different time. And that's another thing. These editing streams, these higher end editing streams could also be a behind the scenes thing that you get every time that we're working on them. If you're a paid member, we can go, hey, paid members, this is a behind the scenes thing. I don't like the idea of locking people out of my editing streams. But like these types where it's virtually done and I'm having to delete the stream afterwards, absolutely should be a members only thing.
One of the tiers I'd like there to be would be like, I don't know what to call it, but if you want to be involved in helping to punch up sketches and help write scripts and stuff, it is a specific tier so that we go live working on scripts, and people can suggest jokes.
I can't think of the name. Not a critic. screen test. They do it for film. Everyone help me out. They've changed entire things. You go to a pre-show, you give them your feedback. The name's there, and I'm fucking spacing it.
Yeah,
Right
I can't think of it either.
Napa, what's wrong with your face?
So I'm gonna upload this. It's called Dentist. I've already focus groups. Thank you.
Yes.
That 100% should be a tier on Patreon. You know, and in all honesty, it should be the $5 tier. If we do a $1.99 thanks, and then a $5 tier, that $5 tier, or no, have it be a fourth wall thing, not a Patreon. Have it be a fourth wall thing. The $15 tier includes focus group.
Yep.
Test screening, and focus group. Although I will argue that like this is effectively a test screening too.
Yep. Anyway, let's wrap this up because I need to get to bed.
Yes, and I needed to tell you something, and then the idea. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for joining me. I've already done my closing like twice today, so you guys have a good one.
Night, everybody.
Bye.